Well, that'll do it. Thank you for 10 girl. I was just talking it up, man. Sometimes pre-show, if I'm on a phone call while I'm setting up, which I was on a phone call with Drew, I will put my microphone on mute so I can talk about you. So thank you before Tank Girl letting me know that I was not doing all that I should be doing. All the things I should be doing. Now I hear, but I was saying, as I was saying before, I was so, just talking to myself. Just talking to myself, but what I was saying was, hope you're having a good Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, hi. Hope it's going good for you. Oh, hi, Monkey Bananas. We had our office party today. Woo! Office party! Let's get funky! And let's see, people brought macaroni and cheese. They made, it's so terrible. So on the holidays at our office, it's not unusual for people to bring in food, kind of like a potluck. Literally, pots were there. Crock pots were a-crockin'. And so, you know, I try not to eat too much beforehand because we typically eat too much. Because I live in the southern part of the United States. That's what we do. We bring lots of food and then we eat it. And it's delicious. And we had 2 crock pots of macaroni and cheese pie. If you don't know what that is, well, I can't help you. It's macaroni and cheese and usually some type of creamy milk, all up in that business, all cooked in one big old giant pot. Oh, hi, Tondagosa. What's going on, Tonda? What's up, Tonda? I've been enjoying catching your DOSmas or your DOSember. Watched a little bit of the VODs and stuff. Haven't had a chance to pop in like I wanted to. Yes, the best kind of party, a crock pot goodness. So before Tank Girl, so it's both awesome and terrible. Same thing I hate doing at home. I don't know if you people do like slow cookers and that kind of thing wherever you are, but slow cookers are the worst if you have to be there. I know you shouldn't leave things cooking while you're gone, but I also know that it's absolute torture to have some delicious meal cooking for 4 or 5 hours, attacking your olfactory senses as you get hungrier and hungrier. And that's what it was today at work. A bunch of food being cooked. They were cooking the meats outside on a barbecue grill. You go outside, smell it. Do you smell the barbecue? It was, they did, like grilled, barbecued, like some turkey and some ham and oh yeah, man. Before Tank Girl, I do hate leaving it on, but love a good pot roast in a crock pot. So good, man. Like I said, we had 2 macaroni and cheeses in 2 crock pots, and both of them are a little bit different consistency. I think the one I picked had like a sharp cheddar cheese to it. And I felt bad because I'm like, well, I don't want to get just out of the one and not get out of the other. What if someone worked really hard? You know there's a little competitiveness, right? I mean, you don't want to say you're competitive, but if all the mac and cheese is heading out of one crock pot and that crock pot is not yours, it's a competition. Gimme it. Right, jeez. Oh, what's Big David Show's back? What's up? Oh yeah, we're gonna have a good stream. Can't wait to stream some more Maniac Mansion. I'm looking forward to it. Having fun during DOSember. Having fun checking out everybody else's streams who are playing the DOS games. It's truly a magical time of the year. It's the most magical time of the year. Yeah, you want people to eat all your food. We have a whole bunch left over, so there's a bunch of ham and turkey and even some macaroni. Most of the macaroni and cheese got get. Now, there was a thing, too. There was somebody made a crock pot full of green beans and potatoes. And it was those, what are the flat green beans? Are those? That's not the French cut, right? No, that's the, I guess it's just regular old green beans. It's the flat ones. like you would usually see, not the string beans. But someone made some of those, and personally I love those. However, lots of times people oversalt them. This had the opposite effect. This was undersalted, almost no salt. It was kind of weird. And I'm like, it's kind of like the thing that a lot of Southerners complain about in the United States is sweet tea. So we are big on the sweet tea here in the southern parts of the United States. And when we say sweet tea, we mean Lipton's iced tea. You make it ice cold. It's all nice and icy cold, right? That's what we do here in the southern parts of the United States. And it has to be pre-sweetened, meaning that the sweetener is added while the tea is the hottest. And then, yeah. So if you have unsweetened tea and you go, oh, just add sugar, you will definitely get yelled at. Oh no, game paused. Oh, that's right. I'm not in the proper mode. Let's see if that works. All right, here we go. We're back to where we were. Okay. Do we have audio? I kind of forget how much audio is in. I think we actually added some audio last time, right? Didn't we add some audio? I think we did. What's the colors? The colors all right? I think the colors are all right. Right, more sweet than tea, if I remember correctly, in North Carolina. That is true. So, typically you make the sweet tea here in the southern parts of the United States. You make it in gallons. So, you'll make a gallon of sweet tea, and then you will add 1 cup, possibly 2 cups of sugar. That is a lot of sugar to tea ratio. Yeah, especially the 2 cups of sugar. The 1 cup I can usually survive through. I can survive a 1 cup tea of sugar. Put 2 in there, man. Woo. Whew. Dude, Dice Station Zebra, what is up? What is going on in your world? What are you rocking tonight, Dice Station Zebra? What are you rocking tonight? You rocking some coffee? You got some tea? You got a Mountain Dew? What you got there? What's your beverage of choice? Right, not a fan. Oh, I've got to go back up before Tank Girl saying not a fan of green beans can get mushy. So that's an interesting question. So, or just really an interesting discussion, in my opinion, because there's several Chinese American restaurants here in the U.S., especially in the southern parts of the United States. Yeah, I make it all about me. But we have a lot of Americanized Chinese restaurants where I live for per capita, and they often on the different buffets will have green beans, and they're usually very firm green beans, and lots of people don't like them because they're a little bit crunchy. I like it. I like both kinds. I like the mushy kind, as long as not too mushy. I don't want them to be like my fiance. She likes them super mushy. She likes them all mushed, just mushing, and I'm not a big fan. Of course, she also likes her apples mealy, and I'm not a big I think she likes them a little softer. I'm just not a big fan of these soft, mushy apple. I am all about that kind of crispy. Give me a little crispy, please. Give me the crisp. I like the crisp. Texture is everything, especially when it comes to an apple. I want to bite into it and I want it to like pop almost like. Diet Station Zebra, this late in the day, no coffee, just water. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you, DSZ. The DSZ says, no, not me. Todd, I don't know if you're still around or not. What you been playing over there on your DOS days, primarily? Like I said, I've caught a couple of streams. But I thought you were doing some requests, or maybe that was last Saturday's video I was watching. Before Tank Girl says, post the video of my Christmas tree in the crafting section of Discord. Oh, we'll have to take a look at that. So everybody stay tuned. We're going to check out Before Tank Girl's tree here shortly. Ultimate Underworld, that's right. I saw you playing Ultimate Underworld. We played that earlier this year a little bit for Play Retro, and man, I had way more fun than I thought I would. We have Ultima 4 or 6 requested. I can't remember which way the values were stored. Sorry. So okay. So which nerd am I right now? Which character am I? All right, let's take a look here. Can I change kids? I maybe I didn't go back far enough. Okay, so I'm gonna refresh my memory here. We're playing Maniac Mansion. One of the first Lucas games that used Scum. Scum is based on the Scum engine. Is this? It's Maniac Mansion. Quick, somebody remind me. I can't believe I can never remember what Scum stands for. Something Maniac Mansion. So cause under script creation utility for Maniac Mansion. It is a script creation utility for Maniac Mansion because they did not want to go the Sierra King's Quest sort of way. They did not want all those to type in and guess verbs. Ron Gilbert was not a fan, and therefore they said, how about we have selectable things? How about that? Let's make it selectable and make it where people can play it on any system. And that's exactly what happened. Started out on the Commodore 64 and then moved on. Oh, so he's got all the stuff. Okay. And then moved on to other systems. I know, Tonda, right? Lots of cozy exploring. Ultimate Underworld is I love it. I would like to do a deeper dive. Man, me and you talk all the time about doing something together, doing a project together. What we need to do is to spend a little time this month, especially when I'm off, and plan for something for the next year. Like, we'll keep it easy. We'll like say, you know, we're going to do an event at the end of January, whatever makes sense, right? Not like some busy time, but we need to do something together. We need to stop talking about it and do something. What's up? Lasco is here. That Skelly sure looks happy to be tied up, right? He's a little too comfy, right? A little too comfy. So I'm assuming that our primary guy, Will's doing. All right, so script creation utility for Maniac Mansion was the Scum engine that LucasArts developers, designers, Ron Gilbert, Gary Winnick, and others, of course, decided that they wanted to create this adventure game that was going to express their love for all of those great movies, the great horror movies, the comical ones, the funny ones, like the Reanimator and that kind of stuff, right? They wanted to be a little older too. They didn't want it to be a bunch of kid stuff either. So they came up with this idea, right? Let's do this teenager thing with the Maniac Mansion, and they're in a house, and so you gotta have your, gotta search for the princess, right? So, what does this say? Skillet is awesome. Secret lab. Okay. Oh, look, is this a button? What is this? Oh, there's a hose. Can we pull on the hose? I don't think we can get out of here because I think we're gonna have one of our peeps help us out here. I think that's what's gonna happen. Okay, so we can't do that. All right. Before Tank Girl says, he's like oh no, don't spank me to anything but that. Wink, wink. Right? Look at the coloring though. Look at this. They could have easily. Well, I don't know if they could have easily. This is a DOS game. I'm trying to think of how many colors would have been into this. So instead of using like look at the shadowing on here. I mean, look at the lighting effect. That's actually pretty impressive. I mean, think about it for a minute here. I mean, you can look at these silly characters and, their big sprites and their silliness, and you know, you can look at their dumbass legs and you know how they're walking and stuff. But really think about it. I mean, look at this. You know, you didn't have like lighting effects. You had to like create those things. So here we are. We got like a light above us in this candelabra, and look how it spreads out. Look at that's pretty impressive. Tech says terrible spelling. Pretty nice. I mean, when you get a really I try to tell people this about all the time. I try to tell people, I'm like, you see retro games and you might think the gameplay is just a little too simplistic. Are those some kind of keys or something here? Wait a minute. What is... Oh, this is his hands. He doesn't have any pockets we can explore, so forget that. I don't think we have a key. Oh, we do have a key. I have a key in my pocket. Oh my gosh. All right. I don't know if this key I'm going to have to use or not, but let's stay on task. Let's stay on task. All right. Let's see if we can use this key. Now, I am using this, also in DOS, and I am using it like it is a Gravis joystick, but I am using my PlayStation 5 because it just pairs very well with my Atari VCS running Batacera. It just makes sense. Even though the key mappings are weird, I'm having to use the start button. I'm having to use the start button for my action, and then I'm using the analog stick. Not my digital D-pad, even though I could use the digital D-pad. No, it keeps reading it as long as you're pushing it. You know, D-pads are digital. Yes and no's, off and on. Analog stick is variable, like a potentiometer, right? So we're gonna use this key here. Walk to key. No, I want to use the key. I learned some shortcuts last time and I've forgotten them already. Walk to top padlock. Okay. I don't want to walk to key. I want to use the key. So I guess I got to go all the way over to the verb. Use key. Oh, okay, there we go. So, you select the inventory item, which is highlighted in that purple. And then you go use the verb use. So use key in top padlock. We have to double click it. It doesn't work. How about the bottom one? I wish there was a button to do... I think the keyboard shortcuts make this a lot easier. You want to try it? What do you think? It's a terrible idea. Okay, it doesn't work. And there was no key on this other side, right? Could I can't like... Maybe I can unlock the skeleton. You think he'll get up and help me if I unlock him? By the way, I'm going to request that we don't do any backseat driving, and that does not apply, to like dumbass guesses. Like dumbass guesses like if I say we should use the key over here, go do it. That's not backseat driving. That's agreeing with me. But like don't go like go over to column A and press Q, and no, we're not doing that. But I may ask. There may come a time when I'll say help. But if you just let me kind of figure it out, I'd appreciate it. All right. That's right. Helpful helping. That's what we all do, right? All right. Thank you for the follow, Fumo. How is your Wednesday, Thursday, and your DOSMas? We're doing DOSMas next year. Not just the 12 Nights of DOSMas. What do you think? I don't want to hijack DOSember, but come on. And also, I don't know if Tonda's still around. Tonda Gusa. Hey man, why was it DOSember and now it is DOSember? There used to be a C in there. So I looked back a couple years ago and there was a DOSC Ember, and now it's DOS Ember. So is that like a different group that like was doing that and they fractured or something, and it's like we're gonna do it different now? No, there's the lady. Hey, pretty lady. All right. The safe word is macaroni and cheese crockpot. Right, Tonda? Macaroni and cheese crockpot! I said macaroni and cheese crockpot! MCC! So some other group? Okay. Punk lady. All right, let's see here. All right. Can we talk? Is talk a thing? Apparently not, but we can give. Haven't thought about that. Fix, turn on. Let's see. Turn on. Very dull knives. Nope. Can't do it. I was trying to be creepy, but it didn't work. Oh no, we need to go upstairs. I think that was the next place we needed to go. 410 girl, stop touching her butt. Her butt. I love this music. Oh, look at this thing though. Look at this. Walk to the gargoyle. Can we pull it? Pull it. Push it. Give it. Give it. Pull it. Bop it. That's what this music reminds me of. Bop it. Punch it. Hit it. Flip it. Bop it. You know what I want for Christmas? A bop it. Sammy, what is going on? Let's let that microwave. It was nice. Radioactive, no doubt, I'm sure. Who wants a bop it for... Who wants a bop it? All right, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Got Drew calling in. Let me see what he wants. I'm going to mute you for just a second. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Did you guys see that? I just randomly put in 4 whatever. I just pressed 4 buttons and the door opened up. That feels wrong. Like, did I like get lucky? Was I up all night to get lucky, or did I just... That couldn't have been the code, right? I mean, I was just pressing random buttons. Yeah, I was talking to Drew, so he had some issues, and so we were just hanging out and talking for a minute. Oh, well, walk to medical chart. Interesting. So is there a light switch around here somewhere? Let's see. Guess we had to kind of like just feel around here. Ooh, walk to desk lamp. How do we turn it on? Oh, turn on. Here we go. I thought you'd be able to just click on this. See, like, I lit that up. And this makes sense to me that I could just press it. But it's like it wants me to go back up to the place. All right, where's the desk lamp at? Walk to desk lamp. All right. It's right. Okay, so it's right behind me this time. All right. Turn on, tune in, and drop out. All right. There's got to be a quicker, easier way, because, I mean, like, it lights up yellow, right? You would think that would be... All right, there we go. Look at us. Look at us killing it. Killing it, baby. This game makes me feel like I'm a genius. I appreciate that, even though it's just obviously right. Oh, look at the damage. Look at the damage. Got some degrees on the wall here. Very good. X equals... Is this a real formula? Let's take a look here. X equals 1 plus paren minus something. Warforged, what is going on, my friend? How was your Wednesday, Thursday going? Freak Elite's here too. Going into lurk mode. It's good to see you. Lurk all you want. Lasco, this phone call could have been an email. Ooh, you finished up, Sammy. You finished up dinner. Spaghetti pie with the teens while we watched Wonka. Was that the new Wonka? Because I really love Timothy Chalamet in that new Wonka movie. It is very, very good. Warforged confirms good. Been in 3D printing land. Ooh, what are you printing? This is another... There's a lot of skeletons in this place, man. A lot of skeletons. All right, let's see here. Use open. I'll tell you, one of the most annoying things about this has got to be the scrolling. You can't avoid it in the NES version. Oh, it must require a special key. But we can use these keyboard shortcuts, right? I don't think this had mouse support. Let me double check. No, I don't believe it had mouse support. I can check this. It might be in my configuration, though. All right, let's see. All right, the keys work that way. Somebody quick. All right. Okay, there's a couple things we need to catch up on here. Okay, first of all, we're playing Maniac Mansion night for our 12 nights of DOSember and also our Play Retro episode this week. Maniac Mansion, built on the Scum engine. The first one, it is the reason why Scum is called Scum. It is the script creation utility for Maniac Mansion. And my coffee is cold. So a lot of things going on tonight. A lot of things going on. Loving the celebration that is DOSember. If you're not familiar with what DOSember is, look it up. There's hashtags everywhere. It's DOSEMBER. DOSember. It's a amalgamation. Is that the word? It's a combination of DOS and December. Was that not obvious? I hope it was. I get it wrong for the first. What I keep calling it? DOS Timber, I think is what I kept calling it. Could have easily been called Scrum. You're not wrong. But the save part was also very important. Ron Gilbert wanted a couple of things to happen. And I say Ron Gilbert like he's the guy who did everything. He's not, but he's been the most vocal in all the interviews I've read. And he's the one that talks about some of the decisions they made about this game and what they were looking to do and how to separate Lucas Arts or Lucas Games or wherever it was at the time, how to separate themselves from very popular adventure text games like Sierra's games. And so, but they wanted to get rid of some of the things they didn't like the typing in. One of the things he says is they didn't care for how vague things were. Like if you were typing into the prompter and other adventure games, you're basically looking at a slideshow for the most part with a few animated sprites, but you type in things. So you see an object on the screen and you have to determine what that object's name is or what the programmer thought that object's name should be. So case in point of what one of the ones they referenced was something like if you've seen a bush on screen, you may say walk to bush, but the game may say don't know what a bush is. You know, don't know what that is. And the programmer called it a shrub. And so you have to go through the words until you figured it out. So they're like, why can't we just point to the thing on screen? It's a visual medium, right? Yes. They also wanted to get rid of soft locks eventually. It said time to go. It's a true story. They wanted to also, that was a big thing. If you don't know what a soft lock it is, it's kind of where you play yourself into a corner. You get to a place where you become, you know, it can be unwinnable and that kind of stuff. That's what you're talking about. You're talking about soft locks, right? Let me make sure that's what you're talking about before I go putting words into your mouth. But yeah, get yourself yeah. So yeah, you don't want to get in that kind of situation. The Sierra games were notorious for that, right? They also wanted to add save states so that you could save things. And that's really, you heard the term probably scum save. You've probably heard that before. That's where it comes from. It was the idea of just save anytime, save and save often. That way you don't get stuck somewhere. But also the visual style of this game is just freaking amazing. I love it. All right, so we're gonna pull up the manual for Maniac Mansion, and this is the DOS version, which you can get on Good Old Games, which is where I got this one from. And then I transported those files over to my Batacera emulating software on my Atari VCS, a modern mini PC that looks like the Atari somewhat. Before Tank Girl says, curious what the new kid thing is. So when you start this game, you must have, I think you missed out on the first episode, but if you want to go back, you can watch that one. But when you start the game, you can choose, you have to have Dave. I think Dave is his name. And you have to have that guy, but you can choose 2 more characters. I think there's a choice of 6 different characters, and those can have an impact on how the ending is. All right, let's see, DOS manual. And so when it says use new kid, it's actually referring to the 3 kids that you can control. One of my kids, the main guy, he's stuck downstairs. I'll end up getting myself locked up in a basement. I have one character, she's in the kitchen, boiling some water in the microwave. And then I have this nerd guy who I brought in from the outside, who was a stand around. I said I might as well send him in, see what I can do. Let's see here. Right now, anybody got a favorite DOS resource? Like Sega has some really good Sega like Retro Sega and all those other websites that are just great. Does anybody have like a really good DOS place to go? Like I love going to myabandonware.com because it's got a whole bunch of, it's usually the one that tells me right away whether the game has been abandoned and is available for download on myabandonware.com, or if the game is available for purchase, it will tell you that instead, and then it'll tell you if it's on Steam, Good Old Games, or wherever you need to go. It's a nice hub. Plus, it has a whole bunch of screenshots of the games, the different versions of it. It's a really nice place, myabandonware.com. I use it quite often as my starting point, especially when it comes to DOS games. Console games and stuff, typically, they don't usually ever get abandoned. But lots of DOS games through the years have. So, let's see here. Let's get it pulled up. Let's get Maniac Mansion manual pulled up. Let's see if we can figure out what is the keyboard shortcuts here. Nice black and white manual, Lucasfilm Games. That's what I was trying to remember. This is early on, so this is Lucasfilm Games. So subsidiary. Also, don't know if you know this or not. I kind of forgotten about it, but Lucasfilm Games, which I think eventually turned into Lucas Arts, is that right? and then part of that splintered off, and got all mixed up and involved with Pixar. That's how Pixar got its start. All right, let's see. All right, so nouns, objects, things to try. Where's the keyboard shortcuts in this thing? Is this the PC version? No, this is the Commodore 64. See down there? Commodore Business Machines. Oh, let's look at this. Commodore 64 128 is a trademark of Commodore Business Machines, Inc. Was there a Commodore 64 in the game? Was there a Commodore? Was this? There's like a upside down hint. To use it to. Okay, so this must be a general. This must be a generalized. No, this is definitely load A, but it's also got Apple instructions too. So I guess you might have load the game on your Apple. Put it in the. Okay, so this is a Commodore 64 / Apple manual. And then it says Pepsi and Pepsi Cola are registered trademarks of PepsiCo, which is in the game. Or trademark of Lucasfilm Limited, 1987. Fletcher Bex, what's going on? Cross-platform development must have been a nightmare. That's one of the reasons why this is originally developed for the Commodore 64, but it was ported over, and they started using the Scum engine to do that. So they just basically built the Scum engine and made it portable to the different platforms, and then going forward they could just pop out to Venture Games. Smart move, and as long as Venture Games were doing good, they did it. So many DOS games, so many honest attempts at a hit. True story, Fletcher. It really reminds me of the early days of gaming on DOS because it was like the distribution, especially once we got to shareware stuff, the distribution was just everybody could make a thing, kind of like it is now. It's kind of like the Wild West, right? Anybody can make it. Only problem is there's no quality control or very little quality control. This one says IBM is a registered trademark. Okay, so this must be the IBM model. So we're probably gonna have some keyboard shortcuts here. We do. Okay. Cursor control, IBM only. I played this a good bit on the Commodore 64, but it's been years, so I've forgotten just about everything. And it did not have any keyboard. You would use it with you would move everything with the joystick. Single button joystick. Which is fine. It was perfect because it's like it's it's a digital mousey kind of thing. But you can move into different modes when loading the program. Will select the best mode for your machine when the game is running. You can select other graphics modes by using these shift keys. By the way, we're using RetroArch, and we're using DOSBox Pure. If you have any questions about that, just let me know in the chat. Because there's like 16 levels of shit in emulation. Here we go. What we're gonna do is, if this is not confusing for you, I've got my 8-bit do Commodore 64 style controller, keyboard, excuse me, and it is telling me that I can press some shortcut keys. I wonder if I can change modes. I'm curious if that would work in the DOS box. So one thing you got to do in RetroArch is you got to hit scroll lock, and you may be able to see it back behind well, you can't see it. It's just so small. Anyway, trust me. When you do the scroll lock on your keyboard, it gives you game focus mode on and off. And what that essentially does is when you do game focus mode on, your keyboard operates like a normal keyboard in DOS, as opposed to shortcuts for RetroArch. Still, some of the function keys still work as shortcuts, but the rest of it does. All right. The Charlie Crocker quality control isn't as necessary nowadays. Cheaper to distribute. True story. We got a really lot of great platforms, right? With things that can have a rating system, so we can kind of regulate ourselves. So that's a really good point. Yeah. P. Crum, what's going on? I used to subscribe to PC Gamer, and it came with a shareware demo disc each month. My brother and I played the crap out of those. I remember the same. As a matter of fact, I think I may have played this in the Day of the Tentacle on a demo disc from PC Gamer. I used to love PC Gamer. Now, Compute Gazette was my go-to magazine because, well, at least in the 80s, for my Commodore 64. War Forward says, hey, Brian, can you show us how to get the best visuals on Ambernick for different systems and also key mapping disabled for the Commodore 64? That's a good question. I think there's two questions. Hey, Brian, can you show us how to get the best visuals on Ambernick for different systems? That's a really good question, Warforge. Is that a video you'd like to see? Like me to kind of go through? I would love to do that. One of my favorites for any of the Ambernick systems is the is Newly right now. That seems to really work well. There's different, variations of stuff of the OSs and things, or firmware as they say it for that. But yeah, absolutely, I'd love to do that. Matter of fact, we're getting in a new Ambernick, me and Scott both, very shortly. Newly, you're using Newly, very good. It's good, I love it. But yeah, I'll work through that. We'll absolutely go through that. All right, let's get back over here and let's look. Now that we have game mode on, we're going to look at Shift V for VGA mode, which I think I'm probably already in, right? Wouldn't you guess that? We'll definitely see a difference. I think it might crash if we tried to go into Hercules mode. Now, I don't even know if RetroArch is going to honor these shifts anyway, because this is DOSBox running on emulation. So Shift C, I think we would definitely notice a difference on that. So let's try Shift C. It's probably not going to do anything. Shift E, I'm not seeing any changes. We can emulate that effect if we wanted to, but that's not what I was wanting to do, was it? I was wanting to go and see the, yeah, so here, Q worked, ASDFG. So here is push, open, walk. Does it say new kid? Turn on, hey, turn on, pull, close. Okay, so are these related to the on-screen walk to? Yeah, this is easy. Okay, so yeah, so you got three, you got 1, 2, 3, we've got 5 columns. Essentially, you can kind of think of this as 5 columns on the keyboard with 3 rows, as well as the interface has the same. So you just have to map those in your brain. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Okay, so left-handed is. Is the guy in your profile pic a younger you on YouTube? Yes, it is, Tex. That is me when I was a kid. That's as nerdy as you want to be. For those who have never seen my nerdy as you want to be kid picture, let's take a look so we can share that with Tex. YouTube is the only place that I'm actually sharing this. And this is the only place that I've actually shared one of my elementary school pictures. There I am. There's little nerdy Brian. Little nerd dog Brian. Let's see, will it take me to the picture where I can see it larger? No, it won't. All right. Trust me, there I am. There's my little self. No, baby Dunaway. Yes. You got the art. Oh, by the way, Warforge is talking about the Ambernick. Let's see. So you got the RG40XXH. Interesting. So it's a larger screen. Its screen is so much nicer than the 35. So yeah, so it's a 4-inch screen instead of a 3.5-inch screen, right? The H is the, both of those are square, right? Is the H the square, I think? Is that right? I'm trying to remember. Also, the Charlie Crocker says, has Ambernick stuck with the same SoC? I haven't kept up. I think for the most part they have. I think any of the is the RG part the part that determines the code tells you everything you need to know, essentially. The model numbers and stuff. I'll have to look. Can't remember. Fletcher Make says, I want to be that kid's friend. Nerd. 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 Nerds. H is switch format. Still 4x3. Okay. Very good, Warforge. Well, guess what, Fletcher? You are that nerd's friend. Good job. Oh, yeah, the RG40XX. It has a laminated micro LED screen. Ooh, nice. I'll have to look at that one. I haven't gotten the Ambernick recently, and it's been a while since I've gotten one. I've had so many things I haven't had a chance to really look at, and that's one I've kind of let fall to the side. I need to get back to it. All right. Oh, and this game auto pauses too. All right. I don't even need the controller, right? I mean, because I can kind of move around with the keypad here. And so I want to I want to look. I don't know why look is not a thing. What is the question. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what is going to be my left middle finger. And game pause. Okay, so how do I activate it though? All right, what is medical chart? Walk to medical chart. Now what is it? Let me look back at the code here. Did it say a way to activate it? Let's see. Maybe that's on the other page. Scroll list up. Upper left item. Upper right item. Oh, okay. So in order to... I didn't show you this. I didn't see this. You can also select inventory items. It's probably going to come in handy. Duh. UIO and JKL is your two lower rows. All right. Read the sign. Select read from the verbs and then click on the sign. Creating the sentence, read sign. Click again to execute the sentence. Dave will walk over. Okay, so what is the execution? Let's go back up to this. It says enter, but see, I don't have a num key on this thing. Well, actually, I do. It's over here. Do I have this plugged in? I do not. I do not have it plugged in. I don't have it plugged in, yo! Okay, where you at, hole? You hole? Where you at, hole? Oh, I love USB. Let me be straight. USB A. I love USB A. Is it up? Is it down? Am I doing it right? I don't know. Feels like it's going in right. It ain't doing nothing. It ain't doing nothing. Might not like it's plugged into the front. All right, look. We got an ad coming up here. So we're going to go ahead and run the ad now. If you're a subscriber, you won't see the ad. You'll just be hanging out with me. We'll talk a little bit about this guy here and see if we can't get it to working. However, if you're not subscribed, you'll see an ad. It'll last about 2.5 minutes, and then we won't have any more ads at all. We'd be done with it. So there. Not have to worry about no more ads. So the ad, it's already in progress, actually. So if you hear me, then you already got it. All right. USB-A, the physical proof of Schrodinger's cat, says Charlie Crocker. You're so right. The 3 orientations of USB-A, wrong and wrong correct. Oh no, you're in the ads now. You're in the ads now. Be right back. Ads running. Right, I'm just... All right, there we go. Ruining. All right, so I don't know if I'll pop up in your little corner. I think the way it works, you can still see me though, right? You can still see me dancing around in the corner, I think. Even if you're watching an ad. I'm not sure why it is not picking this up. It's interesting. I guess because of the second keyboard. All right, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it because I can use the other. All right, so we're not going to get hung up on that because we can move here and we'll just deal with it. So how's everybody's Wednesday, Thursday going? How's it going? Are you ready for your holidays? With Charlie Crocker, pay this man with our eyeballs. Diaper ads for gamers. Perfect demographic. After these messages, we'll be right back. All right, let's take a look here. We just got a couple more seconds of ad work, and then we won't have to worry about any more ads. Suck it up. 1310, something like that. All right. Let me go back to, while we're doing this, let me go back and look at, it says that arrow keys and then enter, but that ain't working for me. Well, there it goes. Whoa, that's scary. Okay. So that worked. So I guess I gotta like... I can't... What is it, maybe? Is that it? Welcome back, by the way. Oh, hi, everybody. You missed everything. We did the most amazing thing. I'm just kidding. We waited patiently for you. Oh, hi, Casey Turbos. What is going on? Hope you enjoyed those ads. Looks like you said you may have saw some diaper ads. Awesome. It snuck up on me. The ads stuck. Usually we usually will take a moment before the ads start and let everybody know the ads are about to start. When I say usually, I mean the last 2 times I've streamed. So I'm still not great at it. But there you go. Ooh, Fletcher makes Craven the Hunter. That's a great ad. All right, so still trying to figure out. I couldn't get my number pad to work. It's just not picking up. So, you know, Subway, eat fresh, baby. But I don't think I can look at this thing. I said walk to medical chart, but if you do a what is, so I'm going to do a what is, and I could do the real skeleton here. No, it just, okay, wait a minute. If you're too close to it, what is, that doesn't make any sense. All right. No. Why is it? I thought what is worked. All right, I don't think what is working. At least not in the way that I think. Yeah, it just keeps going to walk. I thought what is told you what it, like looking. Like what is blackboard? What is blackboard? Use the blackboard. That doesn't seem to work. So what is the what is part then? I could have swore. Tonda Ghost says I got a Circuit City ad. Wait. First of all, I doubt it, and it makes me laugh. Secondarily, does Circuit City exist in any form or fashion? Before Dank Girl says, mine were like something, something, Brian, you forgot to move the thing so we could see. Thank you, Fletcher. I hear there's a few in Canada. That's what I was curious about. So here's always the thing. Here's the thing about many things that have existed during our lifetimes that spent a lot of money. Companies that spend a lot of money on brand recognition. Atari spent a whole ass ton of money on brand recognition, and they have failed. You know, they as a company they failed. As an advertiser, they kind of succeeded because they got that brand in people's minds. So the only value really left of Atari is its brand. And so they sell that. And the companies that purchase them may or may not be interested in treading the same, you know, path that the previous company. There might not be a vision other than, oh, here's a name with brand recognition, kind of like a domain name, right? Like a domain name that would be awesome. Like if you could get Alta Vista, that'd be great, right? Just for all the nostalgia heads out there. You wouldn't necessarily want to start a new search engine, but you'd want the domain name, right? Because it's got brand recognition. So Atari, all these years later, still exists. So surely something like Circuit City still exists. Like Blockbuster is a weird one because people recognize it, but no one has leveraged it into anything commercial. Like Atari has been really interesting company in its current form, bringing back the original CEO and, you know, the founder, and, you know, talking to them and creating some hardware that emulates and does things and pays fan service to the fans, and still feels like they're an electronics company, but really all they're doing is marketing the name and selling products based off the name, right? And I really like where Atari's went with it. I would like to see something like that with Blockbuster or something. Circuit City. What is love? CompUSA ads play for me. Get out of here, Case Turbos. I would love that, though. That's a great idea. I'd love to see some old ass things. Tonda says, the fun is back. Oh, yes, sir. Is 2600 from the Atari. Ambassador Domo is here. Oh, baby, don't hurt me. No. Don't hurt me, no mo. All right. So what's the deal with this? Well, you know what? I probably could read. Let's see if it's a... I should have been reading. Maybe that's the problem. Read Blackboard. All right. It looks like formulas describing the structures of a meteor. Okay, so we kind of know this game starts off with a meteor crash, right? So what exactly did it say that the formula was? Let's see here if we can read it again. It looks like formulas describing the structure of a meteor. So we're kind of under the impression that this is like Creepshow, which is one of the ones that was inspired by, right? One movies this was inspired by. Yuck, that's disgusting. This does not look like a human skeletal remains. Read real skeleton. That's not what I meant to do. Read close. What happens if I do read, though? Oh, that's scary. It says the same thing. So I was hoping what is, since it's an object and not something readable. It doesn't do anything. Fix. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Oh, you gotta... Oh, if I had something. Now, I can also give things and get things. Isle of Burke ad. Ooh, nice. Poor tank girl. 1-800-COLLECT. 1-800-COLLECT. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that in forever. Any drugs? That's a good question. Let's see. I said what is. How about open? I think we need to do open. All right. Open medical cabinet. It may require a special key, which I do not have. Is there some kind of clipboard or something over here? Can we do... It doesn't change. The icon will sometimes change if you mouse over top of it, and that looks all the same. All right. Now that we've finally gotten control of our character, let's see. We're going to open disk, which I wish was like an O or something. Oh, okay. So it just opened the drawer you wanted. It just opened a random drawer, right? Did anybody see that one coming, though? You know, in like old cell animation. In old cell animation where things were laid over top of each other, you could tell when a drawer or a door was going to be open, especially a drawer. If it was like, if you had a row of drawers in a cartoon and one of them was like slightly different color, like lighter, because cells stack, right? They're clear acetate and they stack on top of each other. So when they captured that image, the cells underneath, which may have all been painted with the same color, the cells underneath were darker because it's not absolutely transparent, but it's, you know. And so one of them would always be lighter than the others, and it's going to be the one that's going to move. And so you would always like wait for it. It's like, oh, he's going to open that door. He's going to open the drawer. I just know it. I was expecting that here, even though there'll be there's no layers here. These are sprites. Sprites in the background. All right. I want to take. I want to give. I want to pull. I want to open. I want to push. I want to pick up. I want to pick up. Pick up manuscript. All right. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, we got a manuscript now. Case Turbo says, no, but the new KB Toys sale looks... Yeah, I forget. Didn't they start and... Didn't like someone open a... Was it a KB Toys? I mean, we know Toys R Us... It feels like it's been 10 years since Toys R Us closed. Or did they close? I know at one point in time, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. They said, we're closing Toys R Us. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. You should probably close that. Yeah. And then I think they just declared bankruptcy and then they closed most of the stores. They kept a few of them, like kind of like Blockbuster and all these other places do. I can't remember. I meant to go back and follow up. Key. Fletcher says, you heard writing the next Daft Punk song with all those verbs. True story. War Ford said earlier to Blockbuster. Blockbuster is owned by Dish Network. I think I remember that. Which is over $9 billion in debt. It's a good time to sell a name then. It was going to be bought by DirecTV, who withdrew its offer last month. Dish Network spun off all of its profitable companies. So who knows what will happen to the Blockbuster brand name. So Dish is trying to shuffle things from a failing business under the name Dish Network and trying to manipulate some things. Interesting. Thank you, Warforged, for that. Thank you for that. All right. So we got the manuscript. So that is usable by top row U, right? No. Okay, so it's actually I. Oh, it's IOP? Okay, I thought it was you. All right. Let's see. Read. You could get really fast at this. Looks like someone's memoir, but the writing is terrible. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Well, all right, well, so I can't read it. It was written by a meteor. How strange. So the meteor wrote the manuscript. Is it a Seinfeld episode? What is it? Let's read these things here. I feel like this is probably going to be a smart person's diploma. What do you think? Read this. Read a Mel-Ahmed diploma. Presented to Dr. Fred. Mel-Ahmed. So I'm assuming that means that they did do like a correspondence course. Is that right? Read Docs R Us diploma. Wow. Docs R Us. Just like Toys R Us. I must have been reading it in my head. Boink. Degree for mummifying and bandaging. Interesting. Okay, so I am seeing this eraser over here. I feel like it's something that I could pick up. It feels like a thing we could pick up. Nope. Can't quite land a cursor on it, though. All right. So maybe not. Maybe it's just for looks. Looks like it's just for looks. Can we use this examination table? Jezebel, what's going on? DOSmas? Yes, baby. What did it say? Use examination table. That doesn't seem to work. All right. This is only like a 2-hour game. All right, let me just tell you something. I've been playing this game for probably close to 4 hours total. And it's really only a 2-hour game tops. This is what happens when you play games with me. I am all about this having the fun. What is love? I still don't know what this what is thing is. It doesn't seem to do anything. Oh, look at this. This is like a house screaming. I still can't believe I just guessed. And just walks to it. Scott, what's up? Scott, Rich, or Pete just got here and thought it was Leisure Suit Larry for a minute. He does kind of have a Leisure Suit Larry vibe, doesn't he? Our nerd has a little bit of a Leisure Suit Larry vibe. You're not wrong. Oh, look at that eye looking at us. What's interesting about that eye, though, is it looks like they tried to save some pixels by just copy pasting the eye. Interesting. Looks like it's just like two halves put together. Let's read what this has to say. Si trouve invoice le au Louvre post pay. I just butchered the French language. At least I recognized it was French. At least I recognize it's French, even though my 2 years of high school French that I took 30-something years ago. Yeah. Woo! What? What? Look at this. It's an arcade. Yeah. Now we're talking. It's a game within our game. Ooh yeah, essay. Pig Attenley. Ig Pattenley. Domo dropping some knowledge in the chat room. There are a few Toys R Us locations, like the one located at America Dream Mall in East Rutherford. Most are located inside Macy's at this time as a department. I did not know that, Ambassador Domo. We do have a Macy's right up the street. I'm curious now. But KB Toys is my place, man. I used to go in there. I remember buying Robotron toys and Transformers. Some of my favorite. He-Man, KB Toys. He-Man, Robotron. What else did I always get there? Transformers, of course. God, I was such a fan. I love Transformers. Did I buy any G.I. Joe stuff there? I may have bought some G.I. Joe stuff there. But man, I used to love KB Toys. Loved it. All right, let's see. Oh, walked a Zach McCracken poster. Interesting. So, were they developing Zach McCracken at this time? Because wasn't it Maniac Mansion and then Zach McCracken? I thought this was... Because Zach McCracken used the Scum engine, right? Did they retrofit it? Interesting. Zach McCracken and the Alien Mindbenders. That's the name of the game. Did they base the game off the poster? What a great game. It must have come first. I never did figure out what to do with the can of gas on Mars. Maybe it did come first. I could have swore just the opposite. What do I know? Yeah, I got the best Kraken, says before 10 Girl. Dropping that Kraken. Okay, who had the best food court back in the day? Kmart, Target, or Walmart? That's a really good question. I gotta say, well, I worked at Kmart, Casey, and we had an excellent cafe. I would go there and eat my lunch, and it was, I loved it. I loved it. Open, push, pull, give, read. What is use? Okay, so let's try a use on Video Fever. Use, oh, interesting. With quarter? So let's try instead, let's try turn on. I think it's on, but there's no power. Okay. Just go crazy. Got some air hockey down there, right? Graptalk says, wow, 87 for Maniac Mansion and 88 for Zach, according to Wikipedia. So maybe I'm not playing the original Maniac Mansion. I got this one off the Good Old Games. Were they developing it at the same time? Because like I said, I thought the release was in that order, but this is the DOS version. So the original would have been released on the Commodore 64. So by the time the DOS version came out, it might, they probably had Zach out, right? Okay, that makes sense. So I guess by the time they ported it to DOS, the game already existed. Okay, that's probably where my confusion is coming in. Oh, walk to coin box. So can we get a coin? Case Turbo says, what did you do at Kmart? Did you get to announce the blue light specials? No, I did not. So what I did do is I worked in the sporting goods section. Always wanted to work in the electronics section, but they did not have any jobs open at the time for that. So I worked in the sporting goods section where I got to drill bowling balls. And that was the most fun. That was the most fun of all. It was mostly, I mean, sporting goods was really what it was just, you know, we had a checkout counter back there and we stocked stuff. And that was pretty much, stocked and priced stuff. It was pretty laid back. I liked my job at Kmart. It was laid back. It wasn't like Walmart. Walmart was intense. Kmart, when I worked there, was very laid back. We got some peeled paper here. Woolworths in Somerville, New Jersey had this lunch counter. Oh. There are two other standalone locations in Harlem. Irvine Plaza, Jacksonville. Okay. Interesting. Graph says it's a bit of a, or is it a bit? That's a good question. Is it Easter egg with that Zach McCracken? I think, like I said, I think it was just a matter of it being a port. I think. Oh, it's the tentacles. Oh, that's why I ran downstairs. Why am I afraid of the tentacle? So can I not? Like, yeah, it just like seemed to run away. Oh no, he's gonna, yeah, I just guess I can't communicate with him just yet. Or maybe this character cannot. This banister knob looks odd. I'm gonna pull it. There's no selection on it. There's no selection. Sector 7 is here. What is going on, Sector? I don't think I haven't seen you for a minute. I don't think I've ever seen the non-NES version of this game. I think you're not alone. I think a lot of people played this on the NES or the Commodore 64, which is where it originally released. That's where I played it. But I know a lot of people played the NES version. I never played the... I don't remember playing the DOS version, other than I think maybe it was on a demo disc. I seem like I remember loading it up. I don't remember playing very much of it. I will say that I really like it. It really does fit the bill. Well, let's see. Got another door over here. Walk to the door. It's getting a lot better once I learned that there's all these shortcuts, which you didn't have on the Commodore 64. But there's this the IBM DOS version, so you have all these nice little quick key presses to your verbs and nouns. Look at all of look at this hi-fi over here. Why is this hi-fi connected to a lo-fi? Don't know. It's the HD remake. I don't think this is I got this off Good Old Games. And actually, no, that's not true. I got the version off Good Old Games, and it had the original content in it. And I combined it with I combined the data files with a demo that allowed me to play it. So this is supposed to be the original, basically data files, kind of like WADs and stuff. Like, it's supposed to be that. It just looks better than I actually remember. It says Sector 7. Well, this is the DOS version. So way more colors, right? Way more colors than the NES. Bloody handprint, says Before a Tank Girl. Always a good sign. Yes, so. All right. Let's see. Let's what is this thing? Let's get it. Let's pick it up. Let's pick it up. Pick up the vase. I better not. All right, then I'm gonna push the vase. It's obviously a valuable antique. Okay, I still don't know what is. What is? What is doesn't seem to be doing anything. Oh, it's a cassette recorder. Okay. Let's turn it on. Ah, there's no tape in the recorder, but there is a 45 down here, and there's a TV. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Pick up old record. It has to be old because it's got the old gramophone style. Those needles are very weighty. The whole weight coming down off of that amplifier speaker sort of thing they got at the top of that thing really digs into grooves. You don't want to put a modern record. There's very special records for these. Use. Let's see if I can get it. No, use. No, I don't want to use that. I want to use old record. Let me see if I can. Nope. Walk to old record. Use. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. Use old record on Victrola. Oh. Now we gotta turn it on? Now we gotta turn it on. Let's... So we've been enjoying the sounds of science. We've been enjoying the sounds of... let's turn that off for a second, so in case there's gonna be some actual music here. Unlock record, turn on record. Okay. 1987 CDs were brand new, says Fletcher. True story. Remember a friend of mine in high school, and it was probably like 87, 88. He had a CD player. Blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. I had been reading that there was new technology coming on, but I had no idea. And I remember when I first saw a CD player, I thought, blowing my mind, man. Look how fast that thing is spinning. Crazy. Meteor sounds is before 10 girls, so I'm assuming too. I'm kind of feeling like I need to take this with me because I feel like it would function in another device. Okay, it doesn't seem to work again. Oh, okay, there we go. Huh. Okay, so this works at one time? Oh, it's still playing. No, it's not. And then turn it off. Okay, well, you got to turn it off. Oh, wow. How very binary. You got to turn this boy off. And now I bet we could turn it back on if we wanted to. Oh, no. Nope. All right. Make sure we turn it off. Such a computer thing to do. All right. Now let's pick up. Record. Okay, now we have it in there. Okay. Fix it with the manuscript. Four Tank Girl says, only had one friend my college freshman year that could afford CDs. True story. Man, tell you what, if you lived during the time when Napster and everything came around, there was absolutely zero empathy for the recording industry. And not necessarily the recording part of it, the distribution. There was little to any empathy from us as users of prior mediums when the record companies were like, unfair. And we went, no shit, unfair. You've been charging us for the same albums every time you come up with a new medium. And not to mention, you charge $20 for a CD when you could buy a movie for the same price. You ever watch the credits on a movie? Compare that to a CD. Look at the number of people it took to make a CD. And then we knew that the musicians were saying, we're not getting paid anything either. And it's like, wait, musicians aren't getting paid anything? Who's making all the money? So we had zero compassion when they were like, it's not fair. It's like, nah, no, it ain't fair. It ain't been fair that you've been juking us by going buy a CD of your new artist, the artist that just came out, because you heard the radio play, because we played the number one song, the best song in the whole album, the catchy song, and then we filled the rest of it up with crap. Enjoy your $20 CD. How many times I did that? It's the reason why I was always buying stuff I knew. I was like, I already know that stuff. I already know this group. I know it's good. I just want a better format quality. Cool. Workforce says, remember Payola? Yes. Yeah, Kazaa and LimeWire too. Okay, Turbo's true story. Fletcher says, Napster and Kazaa was a market reaction to corporate greed. A revolution. True story. And also, yeah, our use of the Napster was absolutely that. Napster itself was a very smart distribution model. And some people found that it was, it was effective and, it transferring files that were audio files because they're fairly small in comparison to most things. And the record company, instead of embracing the technology because they couldn't find a way to necessarily control it, they just said, shut it down. And we saw what happened. I'm talking to you right now, in part because of everything that happened there. Off the backs of that, Apple said, we will use the technology. We will find a way to distribute digitally music. As a result, got the iPod. Guess what we got after that? We had to fill those iPods with more than just, while they were trying to get all the rights to all the music, they had to fill it with something. They filled it with something called podcast. Most of you probably know from me from podcasting. It's how I got into this whole thing. How I have earned, or how I have managed to build up a tolerance for public appearances. And so there's a direct line from Napster all the way to where I'm at right now. ELR, baby. That's right, Graftark. You know, Extra Life Radio. Wart Ford says Apple took Napster's death and transformed the industry. They really did. They really did. Changed everything. They made that money, and then they made some phone money. Next thing you know, Apple's back on top. How did that happen? Case Turbo says, have you looked into the retro MP3 player scene at all? Old iPod Zunes? I'll have to share my Zune with you. I have several old iPods and several old Zunes, things that usually die on those things. One of the reasons why we're always hoping that Apple will make their products serviceable is because of things like that. Old iPods, I have several, and Zunes as well. And most of them are non-functional unless you had them plugged in the whole time, which kind of defeats the whole idea of the portability of it, right? So I can plug one in, fiddle around with it, but immediately the battery dies. There's ways to open them up, but they're still pretty bad. Sammy says, man, that takes me back. Before Dangirl says, I had an iPod Touch for years before getting a cell phone. Yeah, we most of us did. That's how you got your apps. I wasn't interested in apps on an iPhone. I was interested in apps on an iPod. I love my iPod Touch. Because, I mean, really, I disconnected the two because I was like, you know, a phone was for phone purposes. A phone was, you know, for phoning. But an iPod, yeah, baby. Got a little bit of music in there. Got some different little apps and things. Multimedia players. Yeah. Sammy says, my teen confused. Oh, yeah, confused. We know what that is currently reloading an old school iPod Touch. Very nice. Very nice. Very retro. And I'll tell you, we've, I know there's premium services that have higher quality music, but I'm here to tell you, this crap that they call Spotify, the music quality is so flat. It is so compressed and so flat and so disgusting. If you want to just realize how terrible it sounds, because you've gotten used to it, if you want to realize how terrible it sounds, all you got to do is go back and listen to CDs. Now, typically, you'll go back in time and go, oh, I love the vinyl, but you loved it for the warmth. Not because of his fidelity necessarily, but because of his particular, you know, oddities that were, you know, that give you that retro feel. A CD literally sounds way better. I mean, way better. I mean, not even close. Spotify sounds like shit. Case Turbo says, dude, ads while listening to music is the worst. It really is. It really is. It really is the worst. Graftark says, I never jumped on the iPod train. I used a crappy MP3 player. I had the Rivia. Did you have the, is it Rivia? Is that what it was? Until I got my HTC 8125 smartphone. Very nice. My first MP3 player, says Tanagosa, was a Creative Nomad. I remember those. I had several of those. Maybe 60 gigabytes. Is it the ones that were like a long, like triangle shape? Is that what those were? Or Nomad? No, I might be thinking about the Rivia. I can't remember. I'll have to take a look. The iRiver. That's what I was thinking of. The iRiver. Nailed it, Fletcher. I have a 6 CD in my car, says Ambassador Domo. You live in the life, my friend. Yeah. 14 Girl says, CD is like being in the room with the singer. It really is. It's so funny that we somehow accepted it. It's just like, okay. I'm not a big streaming music fan. I have it, but there's nothing good about it other than there's lots of it. But it's like saying I eat McDonald's versus I like McDonald's. There's some things that give me nostalgia for McDonald's, and there's, you know, like the McRib and different things. But there's nothing necessarily good about McDonald's. It's always what it is. It's reliable. It's there. And there's lots of it. And that's how I feel about Spotify. There's lots of it. But I don't appreciate anything that I'm listening to. It's usually the jumping off point when I listen to Spotify. It's usually a jumping off point to me doing a deeper dive and going and listening to what I want to listen to in a higher fidelity. Poor Tank Girl says, I remember hearing U2 on CD and hearing Bono breathing between words. Isn't that amazing? I mean, that's what you want. Graphic says it was an off-brand that I got on. Oh, you got the SanDisk, which is good. That I put a tiny Linux distro on. Very good. Oh, you had a like a tape player. What's this, Tonda Ghost now? You're saying that you had oh yeah. The Creative Nomad Jukebox. I gotta look that up. I remember wanting one of those, I think, or did I ever end up getting one? Trying to remember. Oh, hi, welcome in. If you have not been here and they're just arriving, we are talking about some old MP3 players. And right now we're looking up. We're trying to look up. Where's my deal at? Where's my deal? Where's my deal with the thing and the thing? Oh, there it is. Oh, there we go. Now, which one did you have? Did you have this funky looking thing, or did you have the oh, that's the Zen Extra. Look at that. This is the Nomad. Is this it, Tonda? This Xbox looking thing, it looks like Xbox or something. Look at that thing. Is that a compact flash card? What is that? Is that a compact flash? Get out of here. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this is it. The Move 02. Creative Labs Nomad Jukebox. Zen Extra long name. Oh, is that the whole thing? Oh, there we go. So it's kind of like this. Okay. Very Zune-ish, right? This is like a... This is very Zune. Did Microsoft steal this from Nomad? I bet they did. Microsoft says, we ain't got time for that. Like, we'll just steal what these guys have. We'll just steal what these guys have, right? That's how you do that. I like that little touchpad there. Look at that. Nice. Nice. And of course we had the iRiver MP3 player. Let's see, this is the one that I had, like, these got so cheap. I just started picking like tons of them up. You could wear them on like a chain. I just loved them. They were just stupid. They were so stupid. I loved them. I had several. I like one in every color. They were giving these things away at one point in time. iRiver digital audio player recorder. FM tuner. Yeah. I never had this model. I don't know what that is. That looks too fancy. I just like how bulky it was. It was such a triangle. Wasn't Dice Station Zero, but I loved the little knob thing. I mean, it just worked. It was so good. I think I had this. I think I had a red one too, like that. I think it was a. There you go. Love it. Love it. Love it. Let's see if we can turn this TV on real quick. We're gonna keep talking about this stuff. Spacebar. Cycles had to stop for a second. Let's see. Turn on. Oh, your TV's coming on. Does it actually do anything? All right, well, let's see. 3 guys. Wait, let me see. Hi, all you budding writers, musicians, and game designers. Oh, that's us. Send to 222 Skyscraper Way. I'm Mark E-Tier, and my company will publish anything. Just smell it to the address shown below. Total inside baseball. 3 guys who publish anything. Don't forget the... What did it say? Don't forget the what? Let's see if we can watch that again. Turn on TV. Let's see if it'll play it again. Here we go. Hi all you budding writers, musicians, and game designers. Send to 222 Skyscraper Way. Remember that because I'm sure we'll need it. I'm Mark E-Tier, and my company will publish anything. Oh, this Netflix? He's got an Elvis thing there. Just mail it to the address shown below. Okay, 222 Skyscraper Way. Okay, is that something I gotta mail off maybe? Interesting. Okay. Workforce says 1994. I got my first MP3 player. It was the size of a keychain that had a 10 whole CDs on it. That was Warforged. That thing I just showed you. Pretty close to it, probably. If that wasn't the same thing. Thomas says I had the Zen Extra with a nice black case. Nice. Oh, hi. Hello, friend. Welcome in. Cyber Mage 87. Welcome in. We're just having a little MP3 player talk as we play some Maniac Mansion. Hope you're having a good Wednesday, Thursday, wherever in the world you may be. Let's see what we got here. Oh, what's up? Martian Man is here. I had one that looked like a plug you'd put into a cigarette lighter in your car. I don't remember the brand. It was the best MP3 player I ever had. Had it hooked up to my car for long trips this time. Gotta do it. Ooh, Fletcher says they had the fancy one with the screen and touch sensor. Nice. Die Station Zebra, or DSZ as I call them. I still have mine, but the battery is probably dead. Those batteries are so dead. So dead. Stamp, stamp, stamp. Don't forget the stamp. Stamp. Did you guys stamp? What were we talking about? Stamp. Did I need to do something? Did I miss something? I don't know. Don't forget the stamp. All right. Can I wind this? Is that what it's supposed to do? Am I supposed to wind this? I don't know. All right. So we needed a tape or something there. We don't have it. Warps was, did anyone ever play Echo the Dolphin on Sega? I have played it. I have played it a little bit. Let's see. Let's use this thing. Use piano. I can't play that thing. What is... This is the corner of the piano right there. I swear, what is do? What is bloody wall? Oh. What if I pull? Can I pull it? Can I reach it? Reach it. Pull it. Bob it. I can't play these games without doing the things. Does anybody, you know what I'm talking about, right? All right, I'm just not an idiot, right? I'm not just like, am I the only person remembers Bop It? I mean, surely I am not the only person who remembers Bop It. So I'm just checking before I go too far.
Sure, it looks easy, but it's not! Whoa, it's getting faster. If you can't keep up...
Oh, hi.
Hey, wanna play a game?
Millenio Oscuro. What is going on? Hi, welcome in. How is your Wednesday, Thursday? We're going to look real quick at this thing called the Bop It. And I kind of want one right now. I haven't thought about a Bop It in a long time, but doing all these verbs and things, which is all a Bop It was. A Bop It was just to tell you, do this verb and then do this verb.
Like Bop It. It commands, you obey.
Happy DOSember to you too, Millenio.
Man, that looks easy.
Sure, it looks easy,
Ah.
but it's not.
Whoa, it's getting faster.
Late 90s Simon Says.
You lose.
You blew it. My turn.
Once you get your hands on Bop It, you're not gonna want to stop it. Fast talking electronic Bop It. Battery's not
Push it. Pull it. Bop it. All right, let's take a look. Is there a Bop It? Can you buy it now? Can you buy a Bop It? Oh my God, you can buy a Bop It. It's called a Bop It. Electronic games for kids. What? What about me? Let's see. Hasbro Gaming Bop It Extreme. All right. Oh my God, there's a teeny Bop It. It's a teeny Bop It. Oh my God, I want a teeny. Is it Tractor Supply? Is a teeny Bop It? Does it actually work? Is it functional? I know what I'm getting in my stocking stuffer. Oh, look at that. They got 3 in store. Look at this. What? Get out of here, man. Does this work? Is this a thing? Thank you for the follow, Millenio Oscuro. What is going on? Welcome in. I need this. Bop It electronic talking musical. It works. Oh my gosh. They've got, oh my God. I know where I'm going tomorrow. I know where I'm going tomorrow. Does someone have like a review of this thing? Like, because I got to see if this, oh, here we go. Let's see what this has been out for a little while, it looks like. So let's take a look here. I'm just curious.
Heck, it's
Best
even
video ever.
smaller than the Bop It pen. Can you still make
They had a
it?
Bop It pen. Oh my gosh, it's a tiny Bop It. Oh, and he's gonna beat it 100%. Okay, all right. I know what I'm putting. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I definitely know what I'm putting right here. So I must have missed out on this. Looks like it came out a couple years ago. They still have them in stock. Oh, dude, that is my jam. That's my jam. All right. Hilarious. All right. Where was we at? We was doing some stuff. Warp says, my kids love Bop It, but I found it so annoying. Absolutely. That's half the fun. Monkey says, yeah, the Simpsons did a parody called Bonk It. Nice. You always need curbside that thing before Tank Girl. Guess everybody's getting this year. Everybody's getting a Bop It. Everybody's getting a Bop It. Cyber Mage, how is your Wednesday, Thursday going? Welcome in. Millennial Obscura, welcome in as well. We got an ad starting in 50. Have we been streaming that long that we've already having another commercial break? How long have we been streaming? We've only streaming for an hour and 45 minutes. This is going to be our second commercial break, right? Oh, everything's fine. Very good. It's good to hear. Now we're going to have a little 2-minute break. We could snooze it. We haven't snoozed any of them. Should we snooze it? Let's snooze it. Okay, we're going to snooze it for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. All right. I think I've kind of done everything that makes sense, right? Oh, pull door. Just close the door? Oh, I can't move it. I want to walk. Is there a door? Is there like a... I still can't believe I just got the code. Like, just randomly got the code. It's got to be any code, right? We'll let you in. Oh, look at this. Oh, here's that circle thing again, like a meteor. So, oh, interesting. Okay, so this is telling us a little story here. That tentacle that came out of here, look, it was kind of that color, right? Were they painting something in the crate? Oh, do we need to go look in it? Is there something in it now? Is that coming or going? Uh-oh, now I'm scared. All right. What is crate? Walk to crate. Will it get me? No. Look. Why is there no look? How do I open the crate? Doesn't seem to open. Push the crate. Won't move. Pull the crate. Nope. Paint remover. Okay. We want to get this. Pick up. Got it. I'm gonna pick up this paintbrush as well. All right. Walk to easel. There's nothing to read on it. Use paintbrush? No. Nope. Pick up bowl of wax fruit. Oh man, my pockets are getting full. I know, it's a great painting of the box. It looked just like it. Use paint remover? That's a good question, Graftark. But do we need to do it? I would have thought we would have done it here. Do we need to get some paint? Oh, it does say use paint remover on something. That sure was a waste. Oh, did I use all of it? Oh, no. Oh, no. If I leave and come back in, will it reappear? Nope. I know his save's coming. I didn't use save. I didn't save in any way. No, Graptark is fine. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying some things. We're trying things. We're kind of getting towards the end of our journey for tonight. But we're going to talk about this. I'm going to play it some more. Probably on my Steam Deck? Yeah. Oh, there's no handle. Interesting. So I'm definitely going to try to complete it before Friday. And we're going to talk about it and some of his ports on our Friday show, the Play Retro Show. Once a week podcast about retro video games. And this week, we're covering... Oh, what is this? Oh, it's another cassette player. There's no tape in the player. Man, I really need a cassette player. I mean, a cassette. Oh. It's the radio. It's picking up all this noise. Noise, noise, noise. Yeah, I don't know. Space noise. I'll tell you, I've had a lot of fun. This is we've been playing oh, what's this? Oh, the ad already start? I don't think it did. We still have another second for the ad starts. Let's see. Cannot running to the remainder, remove the upcoming. Are we in an ad now? Are we doing an ad? Because I'm not sure. The ad manager looks weird. It looks weird. Oh, key in the chandelier. Oh, good. Spotting. Oh, yeah, you're right. Look at that. I would have never seen that. I've never seen that. Oh, it's okay, Graphtart. I had said earlier that, you know, no backseat driving, but it's fine. Because we're like, so we're getting to the end of it here. Boom. So but can we get it? Pick up. I can't reach it. So even though we have the key, we can't reach it. Can we use the paintbrush to get it? How about a bowl of wax fruit? We throw an old record in it? Ooh, I don't know. Ad break starts in 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Before we do that, we're just gonna say, oh. Oh, hi, those not experiencing an ad. I hope you're having a good Wednesday, Thursday. Let's make everybody a little jealous with our single screen discussions. By the way, I got my, I don't know if you can see it, I got my alarm over here. I need to plug it in. If you haven't seen the Nintendo Alarmo, it's a clock. Tracks you're sleeping when you sleep. That was too much for me, so I brought it in here into the office. Got our CRT over here. Got a couple of CRTs. Got to get those things fired back up. I got a lot of stuff to do in the office. I'm going to try to tackle most of that during our break here in about a week or two, and hopefully get caught up for the new year. Got a couple of projects I'm working on right now. Got a Commodore 16 I would like to repair, and I got my VIC-20 functional. I've got a Commodore 64 functional. I have another one that it needs some work. Probably the character generator. Then I got a Commodore 16. It's going to be a tough one. I've looked at the stuff on how to fix that, and it's probably going to be a tough one. I've also got a TRS 80 Model 3. Is that right? I'm not sure. I'll have to look. But we got tons of 8-bit computers that I'm working on. I did get the Spectrum Mini that just came out. Came in from the UK, as well as the controller that came in from France. And so I look forward to looking at that. And we got a new Ambernick on the way as well. It's a handheld device. It's the one that is the new format. It's the one that's shaped like the Game Boy Advance, the original one. I already have the SP one. So we got that. Welcome back in. Hope you enjoyed that ad. What is going on? So I was just telling everybody, updating everybody real quick on some projects. I was pointing out my Alarmo, which I've got to get plugged in here. I had it by the bedside, but this Alarmo by Nintendo is really a single person sleep monitor device. Because when you have two people in the bed, the monitoring part doesn't work quite right. But I do have it in here. I need to plug it in so we can kind of play around with it a little bit. We also got some other projects coming up. I'm going to take during our Christmas break. I'm going to do a bunch of stuff in my office. It's a mess right now. There's all kinds of stuff in here. I can't hardly move. But I've got a couple of 8-bit computer projects I've been working on. Guys, if you've been following me, you kind of know what I've been working on. I got a Commodore 64, a VIC-20, both operational. I got a Commodore 128 that's operational. All three of them need some work, but they're operational. I have a second Commodore 64 that needs some work, non-operational, and a Commodore 16 that is non-operational. I have a couple of 1541s. Those are floppy drives for those systems, and I do have a working tape drive. So we're going to be doing a lot of 8-bit gaming and work this next year. Brian, when do you move to the new garage studio? So we're still working on that. Earlier this year, we attempted to remediate the drainage problem. My garage, Stewart Garage, is at the bottom of a hill. And so we thought that water was getting in because it wasn't being, we thought we took care of the water that comes down on top, the surface water. And we thought we took care of the water that was seeping into the ground with a French drain. French drain did not work, and because when we put the French drain in, it actually made it worse because we dug up a bunch of the ground there, and now that the grass that was there on the hill that was kind of slowing down some of the rain was actually now just running fast, so it made it even worse. So anyway, waiting for the weather to warm back up, and then we're gonna look at getting out in the we're gonna clean up that drainage and get out there. So that's the plan. But right now, we're still stuck in this very small bedroom that is just overflowing with stuff. And so I'm trying to box up as much as I can to keep safe. Not box up in cardboard boxes, but sealed, containers. And I've been putting some of that stuff out in the garage in preparation for the move. I feel bad. I was one of the French drain recommenders. No, before we thought that I had several people look at it, and that was one of the suggestions. You absolutely should not feel bad about that. Several people had suggested that, including people who come out and looked at it, said that a French drain would probably be additionally something we need. But when we started digging the French drain, we realized it had rained a couple of days beforehand, and there was practically no moisture in the ground. It was very dry. So French drain used for when the ground gets saturated. So if your ground gets saturated and the water can't absorb quickly into the ground, because we have like this red clay and stuff around here too. But the red clay is actually keeping it on the surface. So it's just, yeah, it's mostly surface water. Once we got a good look at it and see what was happening, it seems to be surface water. So we got to either level some of that hill out, or we got to put in some kind of trench or something that makes, that'll kind of fix it. So once we do that, then we'll be able to move. But we got to wait till the weather clears up and it gets a little warmer, and we'll get back to it. Warforge, you weren't the only one who thought that. You were just verifying what we all thought we wanted to do, which all made sense, right? Because that's what you got to do. If you have water flowing in, there's got to be a couple of ways. You got a French drain, or maybe you have to have a sump pump if it's if it's in a certain location, or it's going to be the surface water. And it ends up being, after a real close look and a couple of really heavy rains, it appears mostly to be surface water. So we'll do that. It's Serp, what is going on? We're just talking about moving to the garage. Our studio. We're going to have more room, we hope. That's the plan. We've been playing Maniac Mansion. We've been playing it for DOSember. And now we're going to go look to see if there is somebody out there who's also playing some DOSember stuff. We're going to start by going to the people we're following to see if any of those people are playing some DOS. I sure wish Tonda was on right now. Let's see. Heretic for DOS on Thursday this month. Okay, so that's not today. We got some SNES Nation. Birthday at Midnight. That's not really DOSember. Secret Stream. Oh, interesting. Christmas Vania. Oh, that's too bad because I really like Scone Bone Video. He's a really great guy. I like Scone Bone. But he is not doing DOSember right now. What's the easiest way, Tonda? Are you still around? I think I can go to the website and see who's on, right? Monkey says that shout out show up for y'all. I did not see. Oh, I do see it. I know it didn't show it for me, but I am in the Restream app. Okay, so yeah, go to DOSember.com and I'll show you guys where that's at as well. Okay, while we're doing all this. Oh, I must have done something wrong. Oh, I went DOSember. I put the timber in there again. I don't know why I gotta keep putting that T in there. All right. So DOSember. Let's bring this thing up. There we go. This is DOSember. This is the big place. In Memoriam Rat Clown Car. That's right. All right. So here we go. Let's take a look to see. This is live now. And I guess I just click on the Twitch. Oh, look at this. We've got some Day of the Tentacle. How appropriate. We should totally raid in on Day of the Tentacle. So what we're going to do is first going to take a little quick look. Make sure that N30V. Oh, Venom. Something Venom. All right, so this is who we're going to do. I'm going to already follow?
Oh, well, there's no chat.
Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go follow real quick. All right. All right, so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna raid in.
No, I don't want to do that.
Who is playing?
I do not want to do that.
Some Day of the Tentacle, which we'll probably get to as well. Oh, Tanya confirms N30 is good peeps.
I just wish.
Perfect. All right, let's see if I can. All right, now that I'm following them, hopefully they'll show up in my follow list.
Streamlabs chat.
Why? Okay, there is this him. There we go. Is that right? Yeah. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So let's rate it. Thank you, Before Tanker. Thank you for hanging out with me today. It's always a pleasure. Neo Venom. That's how it's pronounced. Of course. Tonda nailed it. All right, here we go. Raiding in on Neo Venom, who is playing Day of the Tentacle. Check back Friday. I'll be back to play some Play Retro, talking about Maniac Mansion. And look forward to it. And hopefully Friday night at 6 p.m. we'll be doing some more DOSember. Millennial Oscuro, thank you so much for the follow and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you so much. Dice Station Zebra, thank you guys. It's been a blast. Let's do it again. Let's raid. Time to go in on some Neon Venom.
I have no idea why streamers